Hello. I come here tonight to this public hearing about the Franklin County budget meeting concerned, disappointed, and really a bit angry. There are several reasons that cause concern and anger for me when it comes to our budget. First of all, let's discuss the local government commission. The concept of county government was the very first governing body in these here United States. I realize that we must follow rules laid down by the state, but I am personally opposed to any body showing governance over our county. With that being said, the LGC is one body of government that has let the citizens of our county down. The LGC is supposed to rein in borrowing in each county, so if the county defaults on its debt, the state doesn't have to assume that debt. What happened to reining in borrowing in Franklin County? You 7 people here tonight have borrowed this county into the ground without any forethought as to what would happen if the economy took a downturn. Anytime Ronnie or Richie or whoever comes before you with an opportunity to bring a grant to this here county, you can't wait to say yes. You people look at grants as being free money. Well, more times than not, it ain't free. More times than not, it comes out of we the taxpayers' pocket. Most grants require matching funds, which comes out of the county coffers. Now, if we as a county are in a bad fix, and the only way you can see to fix the problem is to come to the citizenry and say we have to cut services. I personally talked to different leaders in a variety of positions in Franklin County that say to me they are short-handed and they cannot understand why it is that whenever they enter this building during the day, they watch several people sitting around doing nothing. And yet you say that you can't cut the county workforce except to get shed of EMS and DSS personnel. If something happens to one of you late at night, you need an emergency personnel. These very people you let go could very well be the difference in your living or dying. Last year, this county had 12 documented sewage spills in various places. That's only documented. Some locations more than once. Almost every time we get a hard rain, we get a sewage spill. You have not been able to fund fixing our existing sewer problems, and yet you fund the sewer line to a special interest outside of Youngsville. I bet that $150,000 plus would look real good in the county coffers right now. The millions you have approved for the pilot and Epsom Park project would look real good in the fund balance right now also. We have a county manager that rides around in a big gas guzzling SUV. You want us, the citizens, to believe you have worked hard on pinching pennies on this budget when you could do so much more. Do each of you really need $5,000 to spend traveling this coming year? How about putting a moratorium on all non-mandated travel, period? Instead of depleting services to the citizens, how about trying new ideas on how to save money? Start with non-mandated services. Why not have one central library in our county? That would save a bundle. The county pays $900 a month to rent an office for the EDC. It was just published in the local newspaper that Ronnie Goswick was quoted at a 401 meeting as saying that until 401 was 4-lane, our county, when it comes to economic development, was just spinning our wheels. Save us that $900 a month and put the EDC at the airport. That way Ronnie and Richie can meet prospective company managers at the plane to entice them to relocate here. I realize that certain law firms are hired by the county to take care of specific subjects, which since July 1st of last year has a cumulative cost of $92,755. Our county attorney, Darnell Batten of Batten & Gwynn, has charged the county since July of last year a grand total of $135,813. Altogether, that's $228,568 in legal fees. If the county would invest $150,000 to hire a full-time county attorney, which would be a one-time cost, thereby only having to pay a regular salary yearly instead of being charged by the hour by Darnell Batten, in the end would be a substantial savings for this county. Stop with this insistent idea that putting in new water and sewer lines to developments that can't pay their own way is encouraging growth, when the reality is that residential development will never pay for itself. To me, whatever the EDC and the Economic Development Commission is doing now is not working. Face the fact that we need new and better ideas as to how to bring new industry and commercial commerce to this county. We the citizens have been hearing about that shell building for years now. Heck, you just got $900,000 for a roadway from the shell building to 401. I feel your priorities are a little messed up. You work real hard to get that 900 grand, when really what we need is 401 4-lane. How much sense does it make to pave a road to an empty building when we lack the kind of thoroughfare needed to bring in employees? These are just a few ways I have researched that could save money. They are different, and I realize some could use some expert tweaking, but they are new ideas nonetheless. This good old boy network has let every citizen in this county down. It's time to let it go. You're being paid to make the hard decisions for the betterment of us all. If that means a 5-cent tax increase, then so be it. Stop putting off the inevitable and do the right thing. You sit there constantly saying you don't want a tax increase. The reason is that you don't want to inflame the voters when it comes time to get reelected. That makes me wonder, are you making decisions for the betterment of Franklin County, or are you making decisions on the basis of your political careers? Yes, the LGC has let this county down, and you, 7 leaders, have let your citizenry down also. It's surely a financial mess we are in, but without strong visionary leadership, I'm afraid this here boat is destined to sink. I personally pledge to you tonight that when it comes time for election, that I will use every resource available to me to try and bring that kind of leadership to Franklin County, so that in the future, we as a county don't find ourselves in this financial debacle. Thank you.
Anybody got a comment? I don't see any comments now. And we'll have